Hello, friends, and welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Downey, back with some rumors and news around the Dallas Cowboys. We'll begin with whether or not the Cowboys are going to, or even if they should, cut Tyrone Crawford. I'll give it 1 star. I think there are arguments in favor for it, namely the money side of it, but the Cowboys haven't really shown much interest, and I, again, will take the L on this one. I thought they were going to try to at least ask him for a pay cut. So far, that hasn't happened. Dallas can save $8 million with a release of Tyrone Crawford. They haven't shown interest in that, though. Vlog and the Boys mentions, and I think it's a fair point to bring up, well, do Aldon Smith and Randy Gregory make Crawford expendable? I don't think they do right this second. Maybe that could change in camp. Now, in terms of the rough year he had last year when he was on the field, wasn't on the field all that often, yeah, that production, 3 tackles, 1 sack, a tackle for loss, and only a handful of games, 2 of which he wasn't really playing in anyway, yeah, that's easily replaceable. But Crawford does the dirty work. He can play inside, can play out. He is a key leader in that locker room on that defensive line. He does the dirty work well. You want him on that defensive line. At times, you need him on that defensive line, even if he's never going to be a Robert Quinn 10-type sack player. And yeah, I think he is a little bit overpaid at $9 million. I'd prefer him to cut that in half and save some money. I think that makes sense for all parties involved. Maybe the Cowboys are playing nice with Crawford's agent, who is also Dak Prescott's agent, I should say. As for Crawford versus Gregory and Smith, look, if Gregory and Smith are able to get out there and make a big impact, this could change, but they are still unknown quantities. Let's see how things look in camp. At that point, maybe we could bump it up to 2 stars beyond the 1 it's currently at. So what should the Cowboys do with Tyrone Crawford? Should they keep him? Should they outright cut him? You're not going to trade him, promise you that. Maybe pay cut makes the most sense. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. 1 for keep, 2 for cut, 3 for pay cut. Let's move on now to trading Yannick Ngakoue, or trading for Yannick Ngakoue. Yeah, bearer of bad news once again. Just the 1 star on this one. I don't really think it's something the Cowboys are going to pursue, because it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to them. Yes, of course, you would love a massive upgrade at that right defensive end spot. You don't worry about Crawford or Aldon Smith or Randy Gregory at that point, because you got Yannick, a perennial 8-sack guy in his NFL career in the first 4 years, and still very young, still ascending, should only be a better player. And he's made it super clear he wants out. He's also made it clear he wants the bag, which of course is his right to do so, and I don't blame a player for trying to get paid. But for the Cowboys, Yannick probably wants over $20 million. And the Jags, by the way, aren't going to give him away for free because, young edge rusher, 8+ sacks every year, that's valuable. They'd probably ask from the Cowboys for a first-round pick. I don't think they'd want a 57th overall pick in round 2 or whatever it ends up being. They'd be asking for a first. So would the Cowboys give a first-round pick and then make Yannick one of the highest-paid pass rushers in the NFL? You're looking at over $20 million. In fact, it might be $22 million. It might be more than that. Like that's the market for Yannick. And if you trade a first-round pick for him, well, then guess what? You gave him quite a bit of leverage in those talks. The Cowboys haven't shown interest. They haven't shown interest in Clowney and haven't shown interest in Everson Griffin, really. Those guys are half the cost of Yannick, let alone the draft pick on top of it. So I don't think that's a path the 2 sides are really going to pursue. So look, I don't think that's a route the Cowboys end up going. I'm sorry, I know some of you want him. If you want to go upgrade at defensive end, I'm looking at Clowney and Griffin a whole lot earlier before I even try to make a trade for Yannick Ngakoue. Remember, I mentioned that trade, that first-round pick trade. You can let me know who says no. I think the Cowboys say no. I think a first-round pick is too much to give up for Dallas. Plus, you got to pay him. I don't think that's a path the Cowboys really end up pursuing. So, look, it's expensive. The trade, the cost of a contract, it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for the Dallas Cowboys. So in the end, look, I think the Jags would do it because I think they get the first round pick that they want. I don't really foresee the Cowboys. And again, this is just a potential idea. Nothing super new in terms of information there, but it'd be expensive. That's why it doesn't make much sense for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, what is embarrassing for me is that Mitchell Renz actually has more Twitter followers than I do by a significant margin. So can you Cowboys fans out there help me out? I tweet a bunch about the Cowboys, about the NFL, and my DMs are open in case you guys have questions on the Dallas Cowboys. So hit me up on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. Let's go to Jamal Adams now. Here's a trade you guys like a little bit more. Are the Cowboys favorites for Jamal Adams? 3 stars. They are a favorite if he gets dealt. And the A and the if is why it's 3 and not 4 stars. Bovada put out their odds. They're somewhat bettable, not really bettable odds in terms of who ends up getting Jamal Adams for week 1 of the 2020 season. The Cowboys are set as the number 2 betting favorite behind his current team, the New York Jets. Look, it makes sense, right? Adams has been so heavily linked to his hometown team of the Dallas Cowboys. But the Jets should be the betting favorite because if they're smart, they'll just pay their superstar young safety. Pretty easy, right? Other teams on there, Houston Texans, so not that far away from Dallas. Seattle, Philadelphia. I don't want that one to come true, though. The Saints, the Browns, the Dolphins, the Bucks, the Niners, all pretty distant favorites there. I should say distant teams behind the clear betting favorite of the Jets, and then Cowboys, Texans, then everyone else. Look, Adams has made it very clear. He wants to get paid or he wants to be traded. That's where he's at. That's what he wants right now. I don't blame him. It makes sense. But in terms of a potential Jamal Adams trade, well, guys, nothing has changed. Like, it's the same it's been for really since after the NFL draft ended. We broke down everything you need to know about a potential Jamal Adams trade to the Cowboys earlier. I think it was this week. I don't know. Time all kind of blends together. Regardless, it's up on the channel. I'll put the description or the YouTube link for you guys in the comments and the description as well. It has everything you need to know. So if you want the best Cowboys coverage out there, including but not limited to Jamal Adams, hit that big red button and subscribe. Let's talk contracts now. Does Patrick Mahomes, does his potential and likely deal impact Dak? It does. It's 4 stars. It's not. I'm not saying Dak's going to get more than Mahomes. That's not going to happen. No one thinks that. That's not where anyone's at right now. It's not like Mahomes gets paid and all of a sudden, well, Dak's going to be highest paid quarterback. No. The Chiefs are working to get the Mahomes deal done. They are showing urgency. It is going to be a record-setting contract. There's no way around that. Mahomes is going to get the bag by the Chiefs, and it's going to blow out Russell Wilson and Big Ben and Aaron Rodgers and Goff and Wentz. Going to blow them all out of the water. Probably going to be 40. Maybe it's 45 even. Like, whatever it is, you wouldn't really argue against it if you're a Chiefs fan or on Mahomes' side. Remember, the Cowboys and Dak right now, probably around 35, maybe it's 34, maybe it's 35.5, whatever it is, this is just one potential structure. And the Cowboys' lack of urgency has killed them. We've talked about how it's killed them because they let Goff and Wentz get signed. We'll give you another example here in a second, but there are Cowboys jerseys on sale. Chatsports.com/Cowboys jersey saves you 25%. Dak and Zeke and Jalen Smith and Amari Cooper and DeMarcus Lawrence and all these players, 25% off for a limited time only. It's chatsports.com/Cowboys jersey. So if you want it, I'll put the link in the comments and the description. Make your lives a little bit easier. All that way, all you guys got to do is click and go shop. Now, as for the receiver side of it here, that's where I want to go because that's the example that the Cowboys have always lacked urgency. They've never been a team to really go and get it done quickly. They've always dragged their feet. And that is shown with Amari Cooper. Because the Cowboys didn't rush into a deal with Amari Cooper. They could have saved money. Now, Cooper did not become the highest paid receiver in the NFL. Julio Jones got $22 million. But Julio Jones' extension was done before week 1 of 2019. If the Cowboys had done the Cooper deal then, it might have been 18. You could have saved $2 million per year by showing urgency. You didn't do it. You dragged it beyond free agency. You let the Redskins drive up Cooper's cost. He ended up taking less because you got lucky that he wasn't all about the money and decided, you know what, I want to stick in Dallas. So now you've got another great player. Cooper's great. Dak Prescott is great. You dragged your feet repeatedly. And all it's done is cost you money. Because in the end, guys, I know some of you guys think the Cowboys don't have to pay market price or you don't have to set the market. In the end, the market will set you. If you wait for Mahomes to get done, guess what? You're not going to make Dak the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. But you might have cost yourself an extra $1 million per year. You already probably cost yourself about 2 or 3. Now, that's not a whole lot in the end, but it does tend to add up. And it's quarterback. It's in a very important position. It's the most important position. So who gets paid first? Type M for Mahomes, D for Dak. I still hope and think it's Dak Prescott, but we will see. Let's go on out to some more concerns. Is corner, namely the number one corner on the Cowboys, the top concern? I tend to agree. I think you make arguments for other spots, but I'm going to give this one 3 stars. The Cowboys have depth, and they have bodies, and they've got options, or as producer Harrison said, they have the best collection of number 3 corners in the NFL. Pretty accurate. They don't have a number 1. When you have to play a Saints, when you have to play a Bucks, a Panthers, when you have to play even the Redskins and Terry McLaurin, who's the number 1 corner that's going to go up and try to stop those receivers? Who's it going to be? Is it Chidobe Awuzie? Is it Anthony Brown? Is it Jordan Lewis? Is it Trevon Diggs? Do you feel good right now about any of those options? I don't. I'm pretty concerned about it. Now, FanSided didn't just mention corner as a top concern. Right defensive end, okay. Linebacker, I guess maybe you're more worried that everyone's going to stay healthy. Safety, center, okay. I'd throw in left guard because I don't know about how the Connors rehab is going to truly be once we get to week 1 if they're going to be healthy. Punter, even though it's punters, should be on there. But yeah, I think corner is the top concern because I don't trust anyone. Maybe Diggs in a year, I'll have more faith in him once I see him play against the NFL and get better. But I don't have faith in any of these guys being a number 1 corner. So let me know in the comments who you think is the best corner right now on the Cowboys roster. Is it Awuzie, Diggs, Lewis Brown, somebody else? Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. We'll wrap up today's show with Aldon Smith being a better man. I very much want to believe this is true, so we need some positivity in the world right now. I'm going to give this one 4 stars. Aldon Smith, reinstated by the NFL, spoke with Cowboys media and offered some insight into where he's at right now on the field, off the field, with his body, with his mind, with just getting sober, all of that. Now, that's my hope here for Aldon Smith, is that he's able to stay on the right path and do everything correctly. Again, conditionally reinstated by the NFL. There are some quotes of his we're going to dive into as well in just a second. He spoke in particular about how he's becoming a better person and is still on that path, and I want to believe Aldon, and I think we all want to believe Aldon Smith. Here's what he said. I'm not trying to become a better person. I am becoming a better person. With the help of the people in my life, people that have reached out, and with me just wanting what's better for myself, that's been able to happen. And this is the important part, I think. The journey to being a better person isn't just so I could get back and play football. I like hearing that from Aldon Smith. Part of the reason why it appears Aldon's got his life back on track was unfortunately due to the death of his grandmother. Here's what he said. She had ALS, and so she passed at an earlier age than she should have. ALS, it takes away a lot of your body function, so she couldn't speak. The last time I saw her, she was able to get some words and get a message to me, and that was just do better. Basically, go out here and get what you deserve, and that stuck with me. I don't know about you guys. I think we need some positive news and updates in the world that we live in right now. And obviously, of course, from a Cowboys on-field perspective, we hope that Aldon Smith, now playing at 285, is able to make an impact for the Cowboys and be a good player. But regardless of the on-the-field impact, this will hopefully end up being a profoundly positive story. That Aldon Smith, even if he just has 1 sack, but he's able to get his life back on track and continue going forward. That's the end goal for Aldon Smith, and I hope that now that he's a member of the Cowboys, that's exactly what ends up happening. Hey Cowboys fans, thanks for watching the Cowboys Report. If you haven't already, click right here to subscribe to our channel for all the best Cowboys coverage on the internet. That's news, rumors, highlights, mailbags, film studies, and a whole lot more. And I'm making your lives a little bit easier as well with the next Cowboys Report video right here.